Have you ever wished that learning English could feel easy, natural, and stress-free, like listening to your favorite song or podcast? If you answered yes, then you are in the right place today. Welcome, my friends, to this Slow English podcast. My name is David, and I will be your guide in this journey. Before we begin, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell. By doing this, you will never miss a lesson, and you will always have fresh English listening practice waiting for you. Also, if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and share. It helps more learners just like you find us. And, as a special bonus, if you comment below, you will receive a free PDF of this lesson to practice later. Now let's talk about what makes this podcast different. Many learners tell me, David, I can understand English when I read, but listening is so difficult. Native speakers talk too fast. I feel lost. Do you feel the same way? If yes, you are not alone. Almost every English learner struggles with listening and speaking fluently. But here is the secret. Fluency does not come from studying grammar rules or memorizing lists of words. Fluency grows when you listen, repeat, and shadow English in a natural and relaxed way. That's exactly what we will do together here. This podcast is designed especially for A1 and A2 learners, beginners who want to understand and speak English with confidence. We will use slow English listening so you can catch every word. We will also practice shadowing. Shadowing is when you listen to me, then repeat after me almost at the same time, like a shadow follows your body. This is one of the most powerful methods to improve listening and speaking at the same time. Here's what you can expect. I will speak slowly, clearly, and naturally. You will listen carefully. Then, I will pause and invite you to repeat. Sometimes I will ask you to shadow immediately without pause. Don't worry if it feels difficult at first. With practice, your brain and tongue will become faster, and soon English will feel natural to you. Let me share a quick story. One of my students, Anna, started shadowing with me just 5 minutes a day. In the beginning, she said it was strange and even a little funny, but after 2 weeks, she noticed something amazing. She could follow English conversations on YouTube more easily, and she felt more confident speaking with her teacher. Shadowing transformed her English, and it can do the same for you. So, in today's lesson, we will focus on slow English listening and fluency practice. You will not only hear English, you will use it. The goal is simple. By the end of this podcast, you will feel that English is no longer just a subject you study. Instead, it becomes a skill you can use in real life. Remember, do not worry about mistakes. Do not worry about being perfect. Fluency is not perfection. It is communication. And every time you listen, repeat, and shadow, you take one more step toward fluency. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Let your ears and your voice do the work. Together, we will train your brain and your mouth to work in English. Let's begin our journey into slow English listening and shadowing practice. Part 1. Why slow English podcasts are powerful. 500 words. When you want to improve your English, one of the biggest challenges is understanding real conversations. Many learners listen to movies, songs, or fast English podcasts, but they often feel lost. Words seem too quick. Sentences seem too long. You might understand a little, but not enough to feel confident. That is why practicing with slow English podcasts is so powerful. They give your brain the space it needs to hear, process, and connect English sounds with meaning. Think about it. When you learned your first language as a child, no one spoke to you at lightning speed. People around you, your parents, family, teachers, spoke slowly, clearly, and with repetition. They gave you time to notice the rhythm, the sounds, and the meaning. This natural process worked for your first language, and it can also work for English. In a slow English podcast, every word becomes clear. You are not running to catch the meaning. Instead, you are walking calmly with the language. This calm rhythm helps your brain to connect English sounds to ideas without stress. When you listen to slow English regularly, your comprehension improves, your listening confidence grows, and your speaking begins to follow naturally. Now, let's connect this to shadowing practice, which is a simple but very effective technique. Shadowing means repeating what you hear almost at the same time as the speaker. Imagine you are the speaker's echo. At first, it feels a little strange, but soon your mouth, tongue, and brain begin to feel English. You are not only listening, you are also producing English. This double action is the secret of fluency. Here's how you can do it with this podcast. First, listening. Just listen without speaking. Focus on the meaning. Second, listening. Shadow the words. Try to copy the speaker's rhythm and pronunciation. Third, listening. Repeat sentences after pausing. This lets you practice clearly and carefully. By repeating these steps, you will train your ear, your mouth, and your memory at the same time. You don't need a partner for this. The podcast becomes your partner. Also, don't forget the importance of repetition over time. Listening once is good, but listening many times is better. Each time you listen, you notice something new. Maybe the first time you catch the main idea. The second time you notice the pronunciation of a word. The third time you understand the grammar inside the sentence. Repetition makes your learning deeper and stronger. Finally, slow podcasts are not only for beginners. Even advanced learners use them to practice pronunciation, intonation, and clarity. Slow English is not easy English. It is clear English, and clear English is the key to confident communication. So, in this first part, you now understand why slow English listening is important, how shadowing works, and why repetition is your best friend. In the next part, we will go step by step into a daily routine you can follow with this podcast, so you can practice every day and see real progress in your fluency. Part 2. Shadowing and building fluency through slow listening. Now that you understand how slow listening can transform your English, let us move to the second part of today's podcast. Shadowing and fluency practice. Shadowing is a technique where you listen to English and repeat what you hear almost immediately. It is like being a shadow of the speaker. You follow their rhythm, their tone, and their pronunciation. This technique is simple, but very powerful. When you practice shadowing with slow English podcasts, you give your brain time to catch the words and copy them naturally. You do not only understand the meaning, but you also practice speaking at the same time. This is what makes shadowing a double practice, listening plus speaking together. Let us imagine you are listening to the sentence, I like to drink coffee in the morning. You play it once. Then you repeat with the same voice, the same rhythm. I like to drink coffee in the morning. At first, you may feel strange. You may forget words or speak too slowly. That is normal. The goal is not to be perfect, but to train your mouth and brain to move in English naturally. The good thing is that podcasts are perfect for this. You can pause, you can go back, you can repeat the same sentence 5 times or even 10 times. Every time you repeat, your brain creates stronger connections. Step by step, you start speaking faster, clearer, and with more confidence. Fluency comes when your mouth and your brain do not need to translate. They just work together in English. And shadowing helps you reach that point. The more you shadow, the easier speaking becomes. Even if you do not have a real partner, your podcast becomes your practice partner. You listen to David's voice or another teacher's voice, and you speak with them. You do not feel alone anymore. Let me give you a simple routine you can follow. Choose a short podcast, 1 or 2 minutes long. Listen once without speaking, only focus on understanding. Listen again and shadow. Try to repeat together with the speaker. Pause and repeat. Stop after each sentence and copy the sound carefully. Record yourself. Speak while shadowing, then listen to your voice. This helps you compare and improve. If you practice this 10 to 15 minutes per day in 1 month, you will see a big change. Your pronunciation will be more natural. Your speaking will be faster. And most important, you will feel confident when you open your mouth. So remember, slow listening is the foundation. Shadowing is the practice that builds fluency. When you combine these two, your English grows strong, step by step, like a tree growing with water and sun. You do not need a partner, because the podcast is your partner. All you need is your ear, your voice, and your time. As we come to the end of today's podcast, I want you to take a moment and think about how far you've come during this listening session. Maybe, in the beginning, you felt nervous about shadowing or repeating English sentences out loud. Maybe you thought, this is too slow, or my accent doesn't sound right. But look at you now. You listened carefully. You repeated with confidence, and you practiced step by step. That, my friend, is exactly how fluency is built. Small actions done every day with patience and persistence. When we talk about learning English, it's important to remember that fluency is not a one-time achievement. It's not about memorizing hundreds of words overnight. Instead, fluency is like building a house, 1 brick, 1 wall, 1 room at a time. Each time you listen to a podcast like this, each time you shadow my voice, each time you pause and repeat, you are adding a new brick to the strong foundation of your English. Over weeks and months, that foundation grows into a home where English feels natural, comfortable, and alive for you. I want you to celebrate small wins. For example, did you notice how you were able to repeat sentences today without stopping? That is progress. Did you understand more words and phrases the second time compared to the first? That is progress. Did you smile because English suddenly felt less like a school subject and more like a real conversation? That, my friend, is real progress. Here is something very powerful. Even if you don't have a partner to practice English with, you are never alone in your learning. Podcasts like this are designed to be your companion, your study partner, your daily coach. Imagine this. Every time you play this podcast, you are practicing with me, David, as if I were right there with you, guiding you through the words, the rhythm, and the flow of English. That's why shadowing and slow listening are so effective. You don't just hear English, you live it. But remember, practice without consistency will not give you results. If you really want to see your English grow, I encourage you to make a simple plan. Listen to one podcast every day. Shadow at least 5 minutes of content daily. Keep a small notebook where you write new words or sentences you like. Review at the end of the week and repeat what you practiced. By following this simple routine, you'll be amazed at how quickly your listening skills improve and how naturally speaking English becomes for you. Now, before we finish, I want to leave you with a powerful thought. Fluency is not about perfection. It is about connection. Don't worry if your grammar isn't always right. Don't stress if your accent isn't perfect. What matters is that you are brave enough to speak, strong enough to keep practicing, and consistent enough to grow every single day. So here is my call to action for you. If you enjoyed this podcast and if you want to continue growing your English with me, please take one moment to like this video, share it with your friends, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss future episodes. Your support motivates me to keep creating these podcasts for you, and together we can build a global community of English learners who practice, grow, and succeed side by side. And here's a little gift for you. If you want the PDF transcript of today's episode, simply leave a comment below saying, "I want the PDF." I will share it with you so you can read, practice, and review everything we worked on today. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Keep practicing, keep shadowing, and never stop believing in your ability to learn. You are capable, you are improving, and you are on your way to fluency. Until the next episode, stay motivated, stay consistent, and remember, English is not just a language, it's your bridge to the world.